So much news coming out all the time, folks, that it's hard to keep track of everything. Stories end up slipping through the cracks only to finally emerge at a brief time where we have a slow news hour. And this happens to be one of those stories, because this is not something that happened this week. This is actually something that happened last week, but got a little buried because, all of the other insanity in the country. But that's the goal, right? That is the point of all of the insanity coming out of this administration. Throw people off, confuse them, lie to them, force them to debunk it. And while they're doing that, then we get to work on doing the really horrible things that they don't have time to cover. And that's what happened in this particular instance. Last week, a man by the name of Kyle Diamantis was named the Acting Deputy Commissioner for Human Foods at the Food and Drug Administration. And holy hell, that's a long title. But basically, this guy, Mr. Diamantis, who's 37 years old, is going to be in charge of the safety of America's food supply. Now, should that concern you? Or is this just, okay, that's just a guy? No, the answer is it should definitely concern you for multiple reasons. The first of which is that Mr. Diamantis, based on what I've, deducted from all of this, is not qualified to be in charge of the entire nation's food supply safety. His biggest qualification seems to be that he was a hunting partner of Donald Trump Jr. That's it. That's his qualification. He's friends with Jr. They've gone hunting together. So next thing you know, he's acting deputy commissioner for human foods at the U.S. Department or Food and Drug Administration. All because he killed some birds, some turkeys in Florida with Junior. That is apparently all you have to do in order to get a position in this government. This is insanity. This administration is actively going through government right now, firing qualified people to apparently replace them with anyone who's ever killed an animal with Junior. If that were the end of it, though, maybe that wouldn't be so bad, right? Maybe this guy does know something about food safety. Maybe he could figure something out. Nope. Let me go ahead and burst that bubble as well. Because on this man's very short resume, he also worked as a lawyer for law firm Jones Day, starting in 2021. So, about 3.5-ish years as a big-time corporate lawyer. Okay, well, just because he's a corporate lawyer doesn't always mean he's a bad guy. I mean, maybe he Nope, I'm going to go ahead and stop right there, because his work at Jones Day, according to his bio on the website, which of course has now been removed, included more than 10 years of experience, which I find hard to believe given his age and only 3.5 years at the law firm. More than 10 years of experience advising food, cosmetic, dietary supplement, drug, and other life sciences and consumer goods clients on a wide range of regulatory, compliance, and enforcement matters. In other words, the very agencies that he would now be in charge of regulating and telling them don't do bad things are the same people he represented in court. The proverbial fox guarding the henhouse. That is who this man is. That's even worse than just hiring a hunting buddy of Junior. Does he not have any other hunting buddies that don't have this tie to corporate America that they now have to regulate? We couldn't find any of those. This is a disaster waiting to happen. This is your food safety, folks. And this grossly unqualified pro-corporate hunting buddy of Junior now gets to call the shots about whether what you're putting in your body is safe or not. And that alone is definitely not something that should make consumers feel any safer. Thanks for watching, everybody. And if you're not already, please subscribe to the channel. We got fresh content every day for you. And if you want to follow us across social media, make sure you check out all of the social links that we have posted in the description of this video.